Hi everyone. I wanted to let you know what I've been up to this afternoon. It is starting to get cold outside, so I have decided to bring in my dragon fruit plants. And you can see this one is an absolute monster. I was so happy because I got it in the house without breaking off the limbs. So here she is. This plant is about a year and maybe 7-8 months old. So I decided to bring it inside because in about 2 or 3 days, the temperature is supposed to go to 33 degrees. And they're even sounding unsure, like maybe it might even go to 32 degrees. And I definitely don't want this plant to die. So I decided to go ahead and start bringing in some of my plants. You can see 2 plants in front of you. The one on the left, the one that's huge, is a physical graffiti, and there are some others on the right. And then I also brought in this plant right here. I don't really know what this plant is. This is the plant that was the base of a moon cactus, and I really love how this one grows. Let me turn that light off so you can see it a little bit better. Okay, so there's the plant. You can see it better without the light. The reason why I love how this one grows is because it grows very uniformly. The limbs seem to be about the same thickness, and not only that, I like the undulations. The undulations are very uniform. I can't explain it. I don't really know how to explain it, but this to me is a prettier plant than, say, my physical graffiti, which is the huge monster there. Although I'm glad that she's huge, she's just not as uniform. Her undulations are not as pronounced, so it's not quite as appealing to the eye. My plants are in front of, the physical graffiti is in front of a south window, so it'll get as much light as I can afford it, and hopefully I can get some grow lights to help it out as well. And then my mystery dragon fruit, that one's in front of a southwest window, and again, it'll get as much light as I can give to it. I know that when you bring your dragon fruits indoors, that the limbs kind of grow thinner because they don't have the light. So it's a possibility that anything that grows inside, I may have to trim off, which is okay because the plants are already getting big, especially the physical graffiti. And if that physical graffiti plant gets much bigger while it stays indoors, I'm not so sure I can get it back outside again. So I'd have to trim it anyway. So if the limbs grow and they're thin, I'll just trim them off and put it outside and let it grow anew. One thing that I have had issue with bringing my physical graffiti and my other dragon fruits inside is last winter, they seem to, I'm not going to say they dry out, but you know how you run the heat and that kind of saps the moisture out of your air. And really around February to March, when it's still cold and they're still inside, I can really tell that they are just lacking in humidity. So I do my best to keep the humidity up as much as I can, but I don't want it up too much because, again, they are indoors, and to me, when it gets too humid in here, it's just uncomfortable. So they'll survive. They might not thrive, but they'll survive until I can get them to warmer weather again. And hopefully this beautiful physical graffiti with all her little limbs hanging here, there, and everywhere will decide to fruit for me. This plant, if she doesn't fruit this coming summer, I just don't know. I'm not going to be toting the plants in and out of the house without them giving me fruit. So, of course, this is not quite 2 years old yet. So, she's getting her energy together, which is fine. So, but she's plenty big, as you can see. This plant is plenty big. So, I'm just letting her know and letting you guys know that if I don't see fruit from this physical graffiti, probably this summer, I'll have to rethink what I'm doing. Yeah.